Welcome to Terry Tuesday for day 2 of Parx. On the radio, when you listen to like classic rock stations, they have 2 for Tuesday.
Yep.
Yes, this week, because of the changes in the track schedules, it's 2 for Parx. So 2 for Tuesday on Terry Tuesday with a double shot of Parx. What do you think about that?
It's pretty good. And, it was really odd because they changed the second pick 4 from the third race on to the fourth race on. Kind of almost threw me off.
Well, I hope you didn't throw me off because I just follow your lead always, Terry.
Yeah,
so.
I checked it 3 times. So
whatever you guys do, I do. So I follow along. I tag along. I don't go my own way.
Okay.
Last night, Terry, we had a fun show with
our
great guest last night. I don't know if you had a chance to see Sophia. I know you did, Barandella, because you went ahead and hit us up in the comment section. So She was a lot of fun. It was a little bit difficult getting started, but once we got rolling, it was a pretty good show, I felt like. Are you there?
Yeah, it was great. My wife and I liked it a lot. She's got a lot of experience. Did a lot of stuff for, what is she, about 35 or 36, she said?
Yeah, she's been all over the world. She grew up in Mexico, then her family moved to Germany, then back to Mexico, then to Spain. Then she's been riding all around the country. So absolutely a interesting story for sure. If you haven't caught it, Horse Racing Radar TV, while you're here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, follow us on our social sites. In fact, we'll be adding a TikTok there shortly too. I know Jamie uploaded the first TikTok video today. So we'll be putting up some videos as well, becoming a horse racing media empire.
All right.
What do you think about that?
I think it's going to be great. Yeah.
And tonight, the empire continues at 8 o'clock with track announcer from the Finger Lakes track, Tony Callow. Make sure you tune in for that at 8 p.m. That'll be right here on Horse Center. Again, the easiest way to make sure you don't miss anything is to do what, Mr. Terry?
Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at Horse Race, the number 2 day. And like us and give us a thumbs up on Facebook at Horse Race, the number 2 day. And on Instagram at Horse Race, the number 2 day.
Yes, indeed. And again, Facebook now, TikTok as well at Horse Race, the number 2 and day. Our Jamie, as Forever Wild Jamie, putting up some great content. She did some fun interviews that will start loading tomorrow on TikTok, on YouTube for shorts, and as well as on Twitter at the Tampa Bay Downs, where she did some really good work. So that should be a lot of fun as well. All right, Terry, let's have a little bit of fun today. What do you say at Parx?
Sounds great to me.
Yeah, I don't know why you went into echo mode. You weren't echoing. Now you're echoing. All right. So anyway, race number 1 at the Philadelphia or Ben Salem track. It is hold on a second. Let me get to the right page here. It is a 6 furlong claiming $7,500 race. The purse is a $22,000. 6 furlongs. We've done this enough, Terry. I don't even need to read it anymore to know that 6 furlongs does favor early speed. You don't want to be on the rail. I mean, it's not a deal killer, but it's certainly not helpful. Post 2 through 7 play fair. And our way to the winner circle worksheet today. Again, E-horses are ones that like to pilot the car. EPs, they're shotgun or the driver. The P horses always are right shotgun within 2 lengths of the leader. Usually not more, but usually not in the lead, not in the driver's seat. Pressure closers, sometimes they sit in the front seat. Sometimes they sit in the back seat. And the closers are always in the back seat trying to bring that race home. There is a few scratches throughout the card today. That's the 4 horse. The 8 horse here is an NC horse. It never, ever been close. Just looking at the race shape, we see a lot of horses look like they might be forwardly placed. The 7 horse does have a little bit of and the 1 horse looks like they have the most giddy up and go. Terry, get us started on Terry Tuesday with your picks.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with number 5, One Slick Start. He finished third versus similar in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and he has the best dirt speed among today's starters. Then number 2 is my second choice, No Rhythm. He came in from Penn National, and in his first race at Parx Racing, he ran 4th, but he had an excuse. He was bumped pretty hard at the start.
That's the Woody Harrelson horse, right? No Rhythm?
That's right. He likes the distance, winning 4 out of 8 starts at this distance. And then I like number 7, Pop Susie. He has an early foot which may help and has a high percentage winning trainer. And then number 9, Mizzen Man. He ran second versus similar in his last race and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey.
I have one slick start as well. Top last race, speed figure. Been at this track or at the distance twice with a win and a second. When you look at the internal race numbers last time, they were better from the beginning to the middle to the end. Bar on the beach. That's something we're a place we all aspire to be, whether we drink or not. The rail was an absolute factor yesterday, especially with speed at Parx. So I'm just going to let everybody know right off the jump. I overemphasize speed based upon what I saw yesterday. This one does have some blazing early pace numbers in here. Number 9, Mizzen Man, lonely closer versus a field full of pressure and speed types. Should be ranked higher, but once again, I don't know if Terry, if you watched, I know you watched the races yesterday, but man, speed got to the front and was very difficult to beat unless they did something to the track overnight. I don't see how that changes. And then number 7, Pop Susie, another one that has a little bit of early speed and catches a weight break, a good combination usually. Race 2 at Parx is a 6.5 furlong, claiming 10,000. Non-winners of one in a year. The purse here is $28,000. Profile of a 6.5 furlong winner is one horse that has tactical speed. There is an inside rail bias in this case. 2 and out. They play fair. Our way to the winner's circle worksheet again, we see there are not any pilots or traditional co-pilots, drivers, or what you would call the shotgun types. We do have a horse in here. The one horse, again, if you're focused on speed, does have a plus advantage at the half-mile marker. So the one that should be on the lead. 6 is out of the race. Terry, the 4 horse, which might also be a part of the early giddy up and go, does also have a good late kick and has the ability to run a very complete race. Race number 2, what do you got?
Okay, I like the number 9 horse, World Party. She's won 3 out of 5 starts at Park Racing, and she finished third versus similar in her last race, has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 1, that Speedster is my second one, Sizzling Roma. She has finished in the money in her last 7 races at Parx. She's won the last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and the jockey in the last 7 days has won, been in the money 9 out of 12 races. Then I like number 4, One Wild Woman. She closed to finish second versus Tougher in her last race and drops in class today, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 7, Body Slam, something you used to do in high school. She won her last race at Parx Racing and has a high percentage winning trainer.
Yes, those are my favorite wrestling move, the Body Slam. You get in trouble for those back in high school. Number 4, One Wild Woman. This one should be right off the pace and does have the best late pace in the field. And put it together, probably the one that's going to be most involved from beginning to end. Number 1, Sizzling Roma, did run the top last race speed figure, as you mentioned, Terry, and has that early race advantage through the first half mile and does get the rail today, which is winning at a 20% clip. Number 9, World Party, better fractions early in its last race, been effective at Parx, 5 races with 3 wins and a third. Been at the distance 4 times, yet to collect the winner's check, but 2 seconds and third in there. And then the last pick for race number 2 at Parx, Princess Kyra. This one seems to win after a workout. Maintenance work between races. The last time the horse had a maintenance work between races, it came back to win by 8 lengths. So when Princess Kyra decides to practice, she doesn't do an Allen Iverson practice, then she does pretty well. Race 3, 1 mile, 70 yards, claiming $25,000 for a purse of $45,000. The type of horse that typically wins at 1 mile and 70 yards is one that does have some early speed, particularly from posts 1, 2, and 3. And then again, 8 and out are fair. Speed is definitely the way to go there. And again, yesterday's speed we saw dominate at the track. There is a scratch today over here. Looks like the 4 horse first time starter was out. The 1 horse over here looks like early speed, but may not be the one that gets to the lead. Although yesterday there was one just like this. It did get the lead, that 9 horse, and it beat me. Otherwise, I probably would have had to pick 4 in there. The 7 and the 4 do look like they have the most early speed. The 6 horse is the one with the most late energy And the 3 horse in here is right in between, a little bit of versatility. So I think this one's probably going to move forward today, Terry. What do you say?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, I like in this race as my first pick something that bees do. That's number 6, Hard Sting. He has finished in the money in 13 out of 15 starts at Parx Racing. He won 3 of those races, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. So he marks a lot of boxes off. Number 3, Risque Rebel. That's my second pick. He has won 2 out of his last 4 starts and finished second in his last race. Has a good workout on November 19th. And then I like number 7, Trophy Chaser. He ran second versus similar in his last race, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 5 is my fourth pick, G-Bert. He finished third versus similar in his last race and has a good trainer and jockey.
All right. I went with number 8 as my long shot here today. I wasn't going to put this horse in here just because I didn't want to pronounce it. So the Nick part I got. But Papa Giorgio, all right, there we go. Nick Papa Giorgio is the long shot of the day for me. Been on the Parx Dirt 2 times with a win and a third. And in both of those races, Papa Giorgio was close to the lead in both of those. And trainer Richard Vega does win 4 out of 11 when going from turf to dirt this year. Number 7 is my second choice in race number 3. That is Trophy Chaser. Has some serious back class and consistently puts up some of the highest speed numbers for this group. Number 6, the Hard Sting. And here it does have a plus late pace edge for trainer Jamie Ness and Frankie Pennington. Also has a maintenance work in between races. And then finally, number 1, Abuelo Nuno. So I think that's Grandma Nuno. I'm not sure. Top last race speed figure and posted better pace numbers last time out in the second half of the race. It does have plenty of early pop to put with it. So if the 1 horse can put together the beginning and the end, it might be one that they can't catch. Race number 4 is the next one on the card, Terry. This is going to be a long shot best bet double for me in race 4. Back to 6 furlongs, an allowance 52,000 for a purse of 52 grand. Again, 6 furlongs, early speed. The rail can at times be a little bit of a discount. In race, are we in race 4, Terry? I don't know why I get ahead of myself sometimes. Oh, I know.
Yeah,
race 4. Yeah, I know what I'm doing wrong. I've got it figured out now, Terry, why I do screw things up. Race 4 is a little bit of a unbalanced race. We have a little bit of speed over here, a lot of speed actually, and then you got 3 back here and that want to close. Not a whole lot in the middle. So speed truly does hold today. The 1, the 2, and the 3 should be on the rail, should be on the inside, should give them all they can handle here, Terry. Any one of those in your picks?
Certainly is. The number 1 horse that I think this horse is going to break on top, go all the way. 4 Harp. He has won 2 out of the last 4 races, winning his last race, and the jockey in the last 7 days has won 4 out of 15 starts of 4 seconds and a third. And then number 5, May the Horse Be With You. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 7 is my third pick, Yo Ness Around Dunkerin.
What?
What's that?
Give me that one 3 times fast, Terry.
I can't. I can't even do it once for him good. Anyway, he ran second versus similar in his last race and has the highest last speed figure. And then number 3, Diesel. He has won 2 races in a row, going for a hat trick, and has the highest speed figure at today's distance.
All right. So in race number 4, I am going to go with the 1 horse as well as a best bet, despite that little bit of a rail bent discount. 4 Harp has some of the most early pace in the field, and when you put together with the late pace, should run the most complete race in this group. Number 3, Diesel, won the last 2 going wire to wire. The resume says it's 50-50, that it's the horse is better in the third start after a layoff. Number 5, May the Horse Be With You. At Parx 4 times, finished second in 3 of those. The last time out, ran considerably better fractions at 1 mile and 70 yards than it did in the previous start at 1 mile. And it is the lonely PC horse in here. So that's the one I said should have some flexibility. And then number 2, Magic in the Moonlight. This guy runs well off of the bench. He's got a second, a win, and a second in 3 fresh starts. He's ran a second start 4 times, never finished in the money. So Fresh or Nothing for Magic in the Moonlight. And I'm glad I didn't put that 2-horse in there. I think it's no Nesson around Duncan. Yeah, whatever. All right, Terry. Race number 5. This one is your Box It Up. That's where we put 4 horses together in a $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta. It is another 6-furlong race where speed matters. The rails can be a little bit of a penalty. It's a maiden claiming 10,000 for a purse of 20 grand. In race number 5, we do have some scratches down here with the 1 horse being nixed from this race. A couple of arrows, new things introduced to the chart here. This one means it's moving up in class. This one means it's moving down in class. Important, I think, in maiden races, especially in the claiming ranks. The early speed belongs to the 2, the 8, and the 5. And then on the way home, you have a whole bunch of them over here. But it looks like the 9 has the most late pace. The 4 and 10 trying their luck for the first time. Any of those first-time starters, Terry, going to make it on your list?
I don't think I have any there. I have number 7, Recluse, as my first pick. He has the highest last speed rating. He's tied with another horse. Has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 31% of the time when going from maiden to maiden claiming races. And then I like number 5, Robbed in the Bahamas. He finished in the money.
Heard that happens a little bit now and then.
It does, I understand. Yeah, I've never. I've been there one time, but on a cruise ship. But
I was talking about the casinos, man. You know, no matter what casino you go to, it seems like you get robbed.
Yeah, you do get robbed. That's for sure. He finished in the money 6 out of 10 races this year and drops in class today for this one. And then number 8, Flag. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a decent workout. And then number 9, and I love this name, Ducky Goose. He finished second in the last 3 races in a row and has the highest last speed rating. He's actually tied with the number 7 horse.
Again, that's a Box It Up. A race where Terry and I feel like you're going to get good odds, a little bit of an open race. So maybe an opportunity to cash a nice ticket in there for the Box It Up for Terry with the 7, the 5, the 8, and the 9 in race number 5. For me, in the 5th at Parx today, I am going to go with the 8 horse in here, Terry. Flag. One of the 2 purest droppers in the field. Thought to go wire to wire, 2 back when he ran it maiden claiming 25. So this one's even lower. So speed does hold up again today. One that should factor. Number 7, Recluse, the other pure dropper. And trainer Guadalupe Precardio wins 5 out of 16 on the maiden special weight to maiden claim drop. Number 5, Robbed in the Bahamas. Still an only P horse in here with the best early pace, late pace combination. Been at the distance 4 times with 2 seconds and 2/3. So knocking on the winner's door. And then finally, number 4, this is you, Terry, 100%. Uncle Mula. First time starter that could have some early speed. Looking at that October 8th and October 17th, along with the September 20th workouts, as evidence that this one is going to pop out of the gates and do so with a little bit of early speed. Race number 6, we only have 4 horses, I think, in race number 6. Terry, another race that's 1 mile and 70 yards. A 1 70-yard way to the winner's circle. Has to have some early speed, inside 3, but there's only 4 posts here, so everybody else got scratched out. If we take a look at what's left in race number 6, I forgot to do the scratches, Terry. Which one scratched here? I think the only ones that are left are the 2, the 3, and the 5, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so we got the 2s left, the 3s left, the 5 is left, and the 6 is left. So the 1 and the 4 are out. So that means this 3 horse in a short field, Terry, does have some early speed advantage. A lot of times in these short fields, if you get to the front, you win. Is that going to be the case for Golden Wildcat?
Well, let's see here. I like in this one the number 5 horse, Corky's Cause. You know, he finished in the money in 4 of the 5 career races he's had and switches to high percentage winning jockey, which may help. Then I like number 7, Marvelous Moon Dance. He has finished in the money in 6 out of the last 7 races, finished in 3rd versus similar in his last race, has the highest last speed rating.
Terry, I'm a bit confused.
Yeah.
Because this is race 6, right?
Yeah.
There's not a 7 horse in race 6.
Did I say 7? I meant 2.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 2. Marvelous Moon Dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has finished in the money in, as I said, let's see, let me look at something here. Okay, back to the thing here. Okay, he's finished in the money in 6 out of 7 races, finished third in his last race, and has the highest last speed rating. And then number 3 is my third pick, Golden Wildcat. He has a trainer who wins 18% of the races in maiden to maiden special weight races, and his early speed running style helps his chances. Then the number 1 horse, Supreme Being. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has the highest last speed rating. He's actually tied.
I think the one is scratched here, Terry, though.
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure. Let me look and see. I'm not 100%
Yeah,
sure.
you're right. You're right. The one is scratched. So then you.
I think that leaves 4 horse. Or I mean, who else to leave?
It leaves the 6, right?
The 6 horse, yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Changing the karma.
Changing the karma, yeah, and that's my 4th pick. So
yeah, that's all that's left, right?
Yep.
Number 2, Marvelous Moon Dance at Parx, 5 times 3 seconds and a third. Does have the best numbers at the track and the best numbers at the distance, where it's run 4 times with 3 seconds. Number 3, Golden Wildcat does have that early pace advantage in a short race. Maybe fitter today than it was in its last start with the maintenance workout between races. Corky's Cause, the 5 horse, unless he improves his Parx game by a decent margin, a pretty good margin, his trio of Parx races are a couple of rungs lower than the 2 and 3. So he's going to really have to up his game to uphold that number 1 spot. And then finally, number 6, there's only 4 horses. So someone's got to be 4th, right? He's probably going to beat the both of us right there, Terry. Race 7. So the 4, 5, 6, and 7 is the early pick 4, right, that we did? I can't hear you. Yes?
Okay. Yes, it is.
All right. So race number.
I was shaking my head.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't actually looking at the screen because I have a lot of stuff in the background. Race number 7 is another 1 mile and 70 yards. This one's a maiden $55,000 special weight. Again, the way to the winner's circle for 1 mile and 70 yards is to have early speed inside 3 posts. This one is your best bet of the day, Terry. And if we look at race number 7, there's one scratching here. 3 horses out. And I know who your best bet's going to be. It's going to be the 7 that has an incredible early pace advantage, also owns the late pace advantage. So you can't catch what you can't pass. Can't pass what you can't catch. Am I right, Terry? That one's your best bet.
You're absolutely right. Number 7, Mary Q. She ran second versus similar only start, has the highest last race speed rating, and has a high percentage winning trainer. And then number 2, and this is going to be hard for me to pronounce, but it's Poor Yuya Kabaziza.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, she's finished third in her only 2 races at Parx Racing, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then number 1, Bruno Barber Girl. She has a high percentage winning jockey. The rail post is winning at a 20% clip. And then my 4th pick's number 6, Civil Notion. She has finished in third in her last race at Parx Racing.
Great timing, Terry, because they're just about to open the gates for race number 1. So let's see how this one plays out, my friend. And anyway, and they're out of the gates. And the number 7 horse pops to a little bit of an early lead. That is Pop Susie. Pop Susie being now chased by the rail horse. Bar on the Beach takes a short lead. There's a pretty good gap between that and the 9 horse, which is Maureen Mizenman, which is then to the outside, followed by the long shot 10 West Fork. Pretty big gap all the way back to Tequila Jr., who's in last place at 82-1. Kind of a long shot there. As they come into the turn, the 1 horse, Bar on the Beach, continues to maintain the lead, but there is a horse just running up on the rail. That's the number, what is that? The 6 horse? Yes, indeed, the 6 horse. Hope for Gold is trying to make an effort here at 6-1 to see if it can close up on the outside of that 1 horse there, which is Bar on the Beach. But it looks like this race is going to be Bar on the Beach to win, unless there's a little bit of a late pace surge from the 6. Although the 2's trying to make a move on the inside, and on the outside comes the 5 horse. That is. No, the 6 horse is going to make a move. Here it goes. It looks like it's going to be at the wire. It's going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to give the woo between the 2 and the 5, Terry. So 2, 5, and 1. So it looks like you got the exacta to start the first day.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, indeedy. All right. So for me in race number 7, I'm going to go ahead and start off my picks with Number 7 as well, Mary Q. Unless something goes wrong here today, I think this one is likely to make easy work of this group. Number 2 is the second choice, Por una cerveza. I don't know. It's not a survey, so I don't know what a cerveza is, but this one's already beat the one horse. It has some, which I think scratched out of here, has some gate pop, likely race $200,000, or another one still in here. It's a likely race $200,000 horse, which costs more than all of the other horses times 2 together. And number 5, Cairo Sugar. This one's coming in from Penn National, where it's just raced twice, but does have a nice workout at Parx. So I think it might like the track as well. And then finally, the one horse, Bruno, a Barber Girl at Parx, 6 times out, has 3 seconds and a third. But as I mentioned, did finish behind the 2 already. So we'll see if it can return that around. That's gets the benefit of the rail, but those workouts, getting up for this start have been kind of slow. And I'm a little bit concerned about that first race because I overemphasized speed today just to watch horses come from off the pace and win. So I hope that's just a one-off event. That is that ends the first pick 4, which is our hot dog pick 4, Terry. That's in race number 4 coming up. You're going to go 3 by 4 by 3 by 1 for $18, singling that 7. I thought about singling that 7, but considering it's only run one time, I figured there's a chance it could stumble in race number 2, but you don't.
No, I think it's going to win that race. I really do. That's why I singled it. So, I think this is a pretty wide open pick 4 anyway. So,
Well, we both agree to look like race 5 is the one that's the most wide open in the sequence. So maybe we can catch a price in there in the event that 7 horse does come home as the heavy winner. But again, hot dog pick 4. We only have a $20 budget. Let's see if we can make the most of that $20 budget today. Race number 8, Terry doing the best bet long shot, double, just like I did. Race number 8 is 6.5 furlongs, claiming $25,000 for a purse of $34,000. Again, 6.5 furlong usually favors horses with tactical speed. The rail does get a little bit of an edge, but 2 and out, they do play fair. In race number 8, we again have some scratches. The 3 horse been knocked out of this race. Outside of that, everybody else is involved. All of them, though, except for the 5, want to be forwardly placed, with the 9 and the 10 having the most juice when the gates open. The 7 horse is the one that should be picking them up and putting them down with the most late pace at the end. But back here, you have a lonely number 5 horse, a lone closer. Sometimes when you have all this speed, even if this guy doesn't look good on paper, factors in at the end. So keep an eye out on Johnny Ritt to maybe clean up some gimmicks, Terry. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll tell you, in this race, I like the outside horse, number 10, Hoopla. He has finished in the money in 4 out of the last 4 races at Parx Racing, winning 2 of those races, has the highest last race speed rating, and a trainer in the last 14 days who's won 2 out of 2 races he's been perfect. Number 7 is my second pick, Hide the Ransom. He finished 3rd versus similar in his last race and has a good trainer and jockey. Then I like the number 4, Glory Song. He was claimed by a high percentage winning trainer who wins 32% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse and should improve at the shorter distance. Then I like as my 4th pick, number 1, Parsimony. He comes back to Parx Racing where he's done well in the past, switches to a high percentage winning trainer and the jockey and the rail trainer and jockey and the rail position is winning at a 20% clip.
Well, Terry, you had that ice cold exacta in race number 1 for $2, paid $68.80. It's a good start to that today.
Great.
Hopefully that continues throughout the course of the card. And for me in race number 8, this one is my box it up. 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent try, 10-cent super. I'm going to go with the 4 horse here as the first pick. That is Glory Song. Comes in from Keeneland off the claim for trainer Jamie Ness, who hits at 32%. First time out after buying a new horse. Although this one's been at Parx before 10 times with 3 wins and 5 seconds. Hoopla, this one is also coming in from Keeneland, but it's more of a track dropper. Before that, it ran at the Naira circuit. Has not run at Parx yet. Has a ton of early speed and has been at the distance trio of times, two wins and a third. Number 7, Hide the Ransom, Jamie Ness and Ruben Silvera. So it makes me wonder which one he actually thinks is going to win. The 4-horse, because Ruben is his go-to guy. This one's been at Parx 7 times with a win, 4 seconds, and a third. And then finally, number 5, Johnny Ritt. As I mentioned, this one is the lone closer with the top late pace in the field full of horses that either want to drive the car or ride shotgun. Although sometimes Johnny Ritt moves forward. So if he sits right behind everybody as they come out, and then he'll be able to use that late pace to find his way into the gimmicks at the end. Race 9, as we wind our way through this long Parx card for the second day of early racing in Philadelphia. This one is the Future Star Filly Division. It is a $75,000 non-graded stakes race at 6 furlongs. Again, early speed. Horses that are in post 2 and out tend to have fair post positions. Slight discount for the 1. There was a first-time starter in here that will not make its first start today. That is the 3-horse. Otherwise, we have a bunch of horses that want to be on the front, a trio that want to be in the back, one guy sitting here in the middle. When the gates open, it looks like the 1, 2, and 5 will be the ones that try to pull the cart. And on the way home, as you might suspect, the 2 closers, the 6 and the 7, they have the most late energy. This guy right in the middle here, though, he might have the best trip. They go too fast, can be patient. They go too slow, can be impatient. I think he can get an opportunity to steal this race, Terry. You think the 9 has a shot?
Well, let's see here. I do. I think the 9 is the top choice for me. Girl Trouble. She won her last race easily and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like number 6, Mendelin. She won the debut race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer, and switches to a high percentage winning jockey. Then I can't complain. Number 5 is what I say every day, as I've got a really wonderful life. She has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 37% of the races in non-graded stakes and may improve at this shorter distance. And then I like number 8 as my 4th pick, Precious Aubrey. She ran a disappointing race last race, but she was jostled at the start, had won the race before. So I think she'll do better if she gets a better start this time.
Thank you, Urban. We appreciate that. If you appreciate us as well, and we appreciate you spending your time with us, because as I've said before many times, time is the one commodity that all of us share. And it's the one that is absolutely finite for every single one of us. So we appreciate the time you spend with us. When you're here, please hit the like button. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the social media sites. Our Sean has a lot of great stuff, and we'll be posting some wonderful and new content in 2023 that we hope you will enjoy. For me, in race number 9, I am going to begin with a 6-horse here, Terry. Instead, Mendelin won her debut with the top debut speed figure. So a lot of times with these horses that are lightly raced, I like to look to see which one ran the best early first race. So I figure that's the one that's the most talented. A better start today for this one. And it can make it look easier than she did in the last race, which was a 6-length win. Got off to a rough start. Number 9, Girl Trouble, is that lonely P horse in here, sitting between the speed and the closers, should get the run of the race. Number 7, Gold Medal Anna, 3rd selection, was better from the beginning to the middle and the end with similar fractions in the opening half mile at 6.5 furlongs as it did at 6 furlongs. So it showed some more early speed last time. And then finally, number 2, Terry and I have very little agreement after the 9 and the 6 with Beautiful Carla. The next 3, to me, the 2, the 1, and the 5, they're all essentially the same horses, a bunch of early speed in here. So I'm going to take the early speed that has the best numbers in that crew. Race number 10 is another one of these Future Star races, I believe, Terry. It is a 7 furlong Pennsylvania Nursery Stakes race. It's a $200,000 race. Oh, I didn't realize there was such a big race on the card today. I thought this was another 75. It helps if you read, right? Reading comprehension is important. 7 furlongs, the first time we've seen that distance today. Tactical speed with 8 and out. Tactical inside 3. So 1, 2, and 3 seem to do the best. Though if you do catch a post 8 and out, they have played to par. In race number 10, at this $200,000 race, we find that the way to the winner's circle is missing a couple horses here, with the 10 horse being out. got a lot of horses that want to be on the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 horses out of a 11 horse field. That's a lot. The 2 horse sitting right behind as a EP horse. So as these guys go too fast, this one should be smiling all the way around the track. This 10 horse scratching, boy, that could make a huge difference, as the 9 being the lone P, and then the 7 over here is a lone PC. So this trio right here really could get great trips despite their odds. And then you got a 3 closers back here that don't really look like they have the most late punch, Terry. Race number 10, the $200 grand race. How's it going to end?
Well, I think the number 7, Gordon Knott. He's undefeated in 3 starts, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and he has a really nice bullet workout, 5 furlongs on the 22nd of November. Then I like number 2, my second choice, 90% Maddie. He has won all 3 of his career starts and has a high percentage winning trainer. And then number 1 is my third pick, Keith Senchalou. He has never finished out of the money, winning his last race, and the rail post position is winning at an 18% clip. And then I like number 12, Winning Time. He won his debut race at Parx Racing, has a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days have been in the money 80% of the starts, winning 2 of those starts, a second and 2/3. And I think this is a pretty wide open race.
Number 12 is my first pick, Winning Time. It had a winning effort in its debut. It just repeats that. I think it has 2 wins. Number 7, Gordon Knott. 3 easy wins in 3 races, including the first 2 at Parx. As you mentioned, Terry does have some nice workouts, so the horse suggests it'll be ready for his 3rd try at the Ben Salem track. Number 2, 90% Maddie. It's also 3 for 3, all at Parx, with the fastest fractions of the 3 in that last race. The shorts resume says 90% Maddie could be considerably better, could be 100% Maddie in the second start off the bench. And then finally, number 4, picture this, comes in from Delaware after going wire to wire in its last 2 races. But along with the horse, it's bringing its jockey here, Jeremy Rose. And when Jeremy Rose comes to Parx, he wins. I think if I remember correctly from the PPs, around 29% of the time. And he came in for this horse and this horse only. So obviously, Mr. Rose feels like that horse has a shot to win. The last race of the day, race number 11, Terry, is a 6 furlong race. If we take a look at the distance and surface, 6 furlongs, as I mentioned, claiming 7,500, non-winners of 4 lifetime. Again, 6 furlong winners, typically horses that have early speed. The rail can, at times, be a little bit of a penalty. If we look at the shape of this race, it's pretty well balanced. You got some horses that want to be driving the car, some that are going to ride shotgun, and then others back here that want to sit in the back seat. The driver of the car looks like it's going to be the 3 horse with a plus edge when the gates are open, although the 4 horse should sit not too far behind, has some really strong late pace. But if you're looking for the one with the most run at the end, it's going to be the 2. How are we closing the show today, Terry, at Parx?
Got to unmute myself here. Anyway, yeah, I like in this 11th race, number 4, Classy Sadie. She has finished in the money in 8 out of her last 9 races. She's won 2 of those starts, and this distance won't be a problem. And then I like number 1, What a Beaut. She comes in from Woodbine to try Parx Racing for the first time, and those Woodbine horses come into Parx, do pretty well. Has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then number 3 is my 3rd pick, C Fret. She has won 2 out of her last 4 races at Parx Racing. She has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like number 5 is my 4th pick, Relentless Rudy. She likes Parx Racing, finishing the money 58% of her races, and likes the distance. She's finishing the money 66% of the time at this distance. This is really a wide open race again.
Classic Sadie gets my first call as well, Terry. Never off the board at Parx, 8 races, 2 wins, 4 seconds, 2/3, and not too far from the pace today with a lot of late run. Number 3, C Fret, has a plus early pace advantage. I gets very courageous when this one has the lead close to the after the half or at the half. And my analysis of the pace number says Seafret should be the one that has the lead at the half-mile marker. So she'll be bold for that last part of the race. Number 10, Gavici gets a 7-pound weight break today. And if you look in the past part of the resume, certainly has a lot of speed to go with that. And then finally, number 5, Rentless Ruby is the lone PC horse. Was a hard call for me over the 2-horse, but I think the 5-horse is more likely to be involved from the jump. And again, today, I really handicapped for speed based upon yesterday, only to watch the first race have closers come home. So keep that in mind with my picks today, that they are biased towards speed horses. And if the speed doesn't start to pick up, you might want to fade them all. It is all pick 4 today. The late pick 4 is in races 8, 9, 10, and 11. Terry and I both agreeing in race number 9, the 9 and the 6-horse look like the 2 to beat. A little bit of different view on race number 10, at least on 1 horse. And then on race number 11, Terry went deep there. I went a little bit deeper in the first leg. So we'll see how all of that plays out as the race comes to a close. I think my ticket's actually $100. If I look at it, 25 times 48, 100. So I was off by $4 there, Terry. What are your thoughts about this race?
Well, I'll tell you, I think that a lot of these races are wide open, except for that 9th race. I really believe that either the 6 or the 9 will win that 9th race, but I wanted to spread. I would have liked to spread out a little more in that 8th race as you did, but just didn't have the budget. So I like that. I like going into that last race with as much spread as I can if I can get through to there. So that's how I picked this.
Well, hopefully we got some winners there for today, because later on tonight, if you're going to take a look over at Penn National, please, down in the links below, there is a link to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. The free track tonight is Penn National. You'll see the link there. Number 5, School of Thought, 5-2 morning line favorite, is a best bet of the day. Speaking of best bets, our good friend, Professor Sides, he's got college basketball covered, college football covered, though none of that tonight. Hockey covered. There's a link again for that down in the description below. Head on over to Professor Sides Picks with the Professor. As you can see, my man is very positive. 39% ROI with his TikTok play of the day. So much like us, the Professor is going to do the TikTok thing. Again, our full card picks for today at Parx look like this. Terry's already home. The nice exacta to kick off the card. Ice cold. We both had the 5-horse as our top pick. My long shots in race number 3, followed up by my best bet in race number 4. So I long shot, best bet, daily double. Terry's best bet, race number 7, long shot, race number 8. So a best bet, long shot, daily double for Terry as well. In race number 5, Terry boxed up 4 horses. I'm going to box them up in race number 8. Hot dog pick 4, going to kick off in race number 4. Terry putting $18 to work today. Rich's full budget rich day today. So I went $20 on my hot dog pick 4. And then in the prime rib, we both agreed that the 9 and the 6 are the ones to beat in race number 9. Although yesterday, 2 horses we both thought were ones to beat. Your 6-horse did it break down, Terry? I didn't even know what happened to it. And then
it didn't. It had trouble and ran dead last. So. And
then the 9-horse for me in the 2 at the very next race, it was walking home at the end. So I don't know what happened there. Kind of crazy. Race number 11, Prince Cloudy says, take the 5-horse. We appreciate whenever folks go ahead and share their thoughts with us. If you have any picks you like, be it at Parx or any of the tracks running today, certainly let us know in the comment section. Thank you, Janet. Hopefully we got some nice stuff today. Only Alexander the Great defeats Gordon's Knot. Piece of history for you. All right, there you go. And then finally, best bet. Prince Cloudy says that in race number 11, the 5-horse is his best bet. So make sure you mark that down, because Lord knows the Prince, you always got to pay attention to what the Prince has to say, right, Terry? The Prince had the best, I think, halftime show, too, in the NFL history with Purple Rain and the Rain. I thought that was absolutely awesome. All right, Terry, any final thoughts before we get up and get out of here today?
Well, I just hope everybody has a great week. And so, tomorrow's hump day, so that ought to be good. Just give your loved ones a hug and a kiss, as I always say. And, whatever you do this week, I hope it turns out good for you.
Yes, tomorrow we'll be back, Charles and I, to tackle for the last day of the month of November. We will be tackling Tampa Bay Downs, and take a look on our YouTube page tomorrow for the shorts, TikTok page tomorrow as well, and Twitter, because we will have some Tampa Bay specific content with the jockeys. We ask them some great questions. Jamie is a lot of fun, some funny answers. We think that you'll like that. And we're going to have a lot more content in that vein going throughout 2023. So make sure you check that out. Again, tonight, Sean and myself at 8 p.m. Eastern with Finger Lakes track announcer Tony Callo. That should be a lot of fun. And of course, a little bit later on today, USA versus Iran. Let's go U.S. soccer. Let's make it to the second round of the 2022 World Cup. Whether you're watching World Cup soccer, you're going to stick along with Terry and I for horse racing picks at Parx, Little Bit Penn National later on today, or you're just working. No matter what it is you do today, we hope that it ends up in one place, and that is
the winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for joining us on this Terry Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you again later on today and tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.